Welcome to the greatest podcast you've never heard of. We are WJWTAW. I am Mr. Mediocre. He is Kollin. She is Super Marcey. And he is Batch. And we just want to talk about wrestling. We got an idea today. I got an idea today. We're going to do some fantasy booking with a time machine. That's right, a time machine. We're going to hit 88 miles an hour into the past and see who you would put L.A. Knight in a feud with. Anyone from history. Who do you got and why, Kollin?
You're going to throw that on me right
at
now?
you, buddy. I'm looking right at your fucking face through the internet. L.A. Knight versus anyone from history. I have three myself, only because of the crowd reactions.
The first one that I have, I guess, the first thing that comes to my mind, Macho Man Randy Savage. That is the first one that comes to my mind.
I could see them
only
throwing hands.
He's flashy as fuck like L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
He's always saying, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They could have the
versus the oh, yes. It's like the battle for the
Yeah.
We need to get that on the soundboard.
It's my brother's ringtone for his text. Anytime somebody sends him a text here, but it's funny because mine's Macho Man's
So yeah, mine would be Macho Man. Only for
not a bad choice. I didn't think of that one, but that makes more sense than I thought.
Huge.
That's a good one.
Flashy.
That'd be a good one.
It would be so flashy.
I mean, not to mention their in-ring work would be stellar.
So flashy.
Batch, who would you put in a feud with L.A. Knight?
1980s Ric Flair.
See, that was one of my choices here because Woos versus Yaz would get the crowd wild.
He would, whether being one of the Horsemen or being against the Horsemen in that area with Dusty Rhodes and Sting and Akita Koloff, I think that would work well for LA Knight.
I think that would work well.
That's perfect.
Also, for some reason, LA Knight to me seems like he would fit in multiple eras. Like he would work in that Southern Territories NWA. Like he kind of has that look. He almost has like almost a Nick Aldis a little bit look to him, like a little bit of like Southern wrestling look to him, minus like the flashy sunglasses. I think that would work well as well. There it is. Just periodically, just finger bang that button throughout the episode.
Why does it? To me, every time it sounds like he's like taking a shit. He's like, yeah.
Did you ever see him as Eli Drake hitting the dummy button?
Dummy,
yeah. He'd have this like button he would slap me, dummy, and he'd be making fun of somebody. He hit it like 4 times, bang, dummy, dummy, and fucking cracking me up.
That's like, great.
I never watched Eli Drake. Never watched Impact for all that matters. So this is all going back, but definitely way better than Impact was.
LA, did you do that?
I'm sorry, it works. It has a Swiss Army knife amount of uses. Marcy, who do you got versus LA Knight?
Mine's gonna be ridiculous, but I'm gonna go with like let's go ECW crazy shit. He's having a feud with New Jack, and if he doesn't get stabbed, he's a legend.
I was about to say, you're going to choose New Jack? That's going to be so tight.
LA Knight would have been perfect in ECW.
Oh, yeah. I could see them having some mad... They could have had some mad shit going on.
I just watched a whole bunch of, like, New Jack's greatest hits on TikTok, and that shit cracks me the fuck up. There's nobody talks, the announcers barely talk, and there's just rap music in the background, and he's just beating the shit out of these people, and it's just so funny.
They didn't even turn off his music when he was whooping people's ass.
No.
Nobody wants to get their ass beat to the soundtrack.
Through the match.
Yeah.
If you can survive a feud with New Jack, I think you have a future.
Honestly, I think if anyone can survive a match with New Jack, and he's even tried to kill a few of them.
Vic Grimes? Yeah, he tried to kill
Gypsy
Vic
Joe.
Grimes.
One of the
Gypsy
loudest
Joe.
pops I've ever been into was the ECW show I went to in Mississauga, and New Jack was there because nobody thought he'd get across the border.
Damn.
So when Natural Born Killers hit, the place went.
Oh, so tight. I wish I could have seen New Jack. That would have been so tight.
I wish I could have seen a Sandman entrance back in the day.
Oh, that was a good one too.
I mean, Sandman is pretty much only an entrance, but what an entrance it is. If that's your entrance, it doesn't matter what happens once you get into the ring. You know?
A Singapore
Doesn't
King
matter.
shot, a Russian leg sweep, and a leg drop.
Yeah. 3 moves. He drank beer. He was
Right.
basically Stone Cold Steve Austin that was badass and beat the shit out of people with kendo sticks. It was tight. I love ECW so much.
Well, speaking of Stone Cold Steve Austin, imagine a 1998 Stone Cold Steve Austin versus LA Knight. Maybe not 90, maybe 2000, because that was more of the what era.
I think it was
I
like
like-
2001-ish.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So
I
think
like
that's
that.
Stone Cold.
I like that 98 idea, though, because he's just getting up there. He's just starting.
Nah, at that point he was already champion in 98. But
Was he
what I
champion
want
in
is
98?
Yeah,
'cause he
got
won at
it
WrestleMania
off.
14.
Yeah, he won it off Shawn
Shawn Michaels.
Michaels. Yeah.
what I
That's
want
right,
is,
that's right.
and I'm not even talking about in-ring work. I'm sure it would be stellar, but just the whats versus the yes, the crowd wouldn't know who to go
What?
for, and they would go
Yeah.
for both.
What?
Right.
Yeah!
It would go on forever.
Yeah! Yeah!
There it is. Man
That
just
would-
went back and got it for me.
That would be just so funny. I would watch
So-
that.
And that leads into my third choice is a
Hey.
2012-ish? I don't remember what year it was. Heel Daniel Bryan.
Mm.
So, yeah, no, yeah, no. That writes itself week after week. And you know, Daniel Bryan can get a good ladder or a good match out of a fucking ladder, like much less a person.
Mm.
So the matches are gonna be great too.
Mm. I
But
didn't think of that. I like that too.
Like,
I don't like that one.
No?
That's more of a gimmick bullshit, and they wouldn't be
It's all
good together in
gimmick.
the ring. But they
All
wouldn't
of
be
it's
good.
gimmick.
But I don't think Daniel
You don't-
Bryan's too good for LA
you
Knight.
don't think LA Knight and Daniel Bryan could have a good match?
I love LA Knight. Don't
LA
get me
Knight
wrong.
or Daniel Bryan could get a 5-star match out of you. Put
That's what I'm saying. He's too
LA
good.
Knight in the ring. It's almost like, so what's the problem there? Like,
Yeah,
that's
like
a
it's
stellar match
still
right
gonna be good match. Like, what's wrong with
Right.
Are you just trying to get him over? I guess.
I mean,
So-
they're both
He's
gonna
already
be
over anyway.
Yeah,
so
they're all going to be over like crazy.
It's
But they're trying not to push him.
mm.
At the point where it's like they're just holding him back.
The dirt sheets are like, oh, his push is gonna happen after SummerSlam. It's like, I think you're waiting too long. You gotta push the button on him.
You have a
He-
time, and
He has to win the Rumble this year.
think he's going to wait that long? I mean, that's another 6 months.
Hmm.
Wild.
That's a
His
long time
time-
just kind of keep him floating and sort of relevant. If the crowd is on fire for him right now, now's the time. Even if you don't push him to the moon, all the way to the moon with a world title, which probably not a good idea because
He was in a 4-way match that he wasn't involved in the finish. And
yeah,
He like disappeared
should-
from that match.
I mean he should have won Money in the Bank in my opinion. I like Damian Priest. He's a great wrestler. But I feel like that would have been so much better as LA Knight.
Dominic
So-
winning the NXT North American Championship came out of the blue, but it totally works.
You know,
That's
that
fucking
is-
hilarious.
That is one of the best heel moves. Because
Dude,
God, the
why
crowd is
are you
shitting on
humping
him.
your- Pardon the dog humping. He's injured.
You know
He's
what?
not meant to be doing this.
If I'm injured,
I mean,
I kind of want to fuck too.
sometimes, yeah, those pain pills
Get
really
it.
get you going sometimes.
What's the dog's name?
Freddy.
Freddie.
Freddie. Get it, Freddie.
Freddie, if
Get
you,
it, Freddie.
you were gonna break
Freddie.
your leg,
Yeah.
stop it.
Freddie's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, hit it.
Freddie versus LA Knight, let's go.
What?
I
Oh, I got him falling.
I didn't want to pick like anything too obvious for like the fantasy booking, which is why I'm like New Jack will work.
That's out of left field. I mean, Stone Cold and Ric Flair is kind of a cheat because everybody had good matches with Ric Flair in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone could have a good feud with Stone Cold.
You know,
hell, when you're that popular in the 90s, you could have a feud with anyone.
I would actually, if we go to, what year am I thinking? Yeah, 98. We go with like something that maybe doesn't sound like it'll work, but I think it would if LA Knight is the face and he's against like Bret Hart with the Hart Foundation at that heel point where they were just dicks. Like, can you imagine
you're confusing Batch because he's from Canada where they got cheered like they got sick.
I was gonna say, when they go to Canada, it'll be like
He's
mad
laughing,
face.
like, Bret Hart was never a heel. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I just looked up and I just see Freddie going to town in the back.
Oh, yeah.
I keep seeing, dude.
He
That's all
likes
I
that
keep
idea,
seeing.
clearly.
He's like,
Can
hell
we-
yeah.
Can we get a soundbite every thrust? We go, yeah.
Woo!
That's the finish. We're not there yet.
Woo! That is
Freddie,
the
you're
finish.
embarrassing.
Oh, I got that one
Giving
too.
Australia a bad name.
Thank you. But yes, I would say like LA Knight against the Hart Foundation without Freddie in the background.
That would work.
Because
I'm thinking.
I think their promos would be really like fire, but also I think the matches would deliver as well. So I'm trying to think
what I
a bit
was
more
saying.
outside
Shawn
the box.
Michaels. I guess DX as a whole. Replace Shawn Michaels against the Hart Foundation. I mean, and you got the same thing.
I'll just hide.
I was saying, there you go. You can just scoot your chair over, I guess.
It's too distracting. You are gonna hurt yourself. Stop.
Stop
He's gonna go
fucking-
blind.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. Who here has had a sexual activity-related injury before?
Wait, I have.
Yeah, like every time. It's like, I'm too old for this now.
I am too old. My abs hurt every time I fuck now. Every time.
You gotta
like
do
every
your ab
100
crunches.
push-ups. Yeah.
You ever take
it's
like an Xbox spinning heel kick in the middle of flipping her over?
Yes.
That happened to me.
Yeah.
Freddie! Stop!
Yeah.
I just blacked out for a minute as her heel clocked me in the side of the head.
Come here.
You had an insecurity.
I
Insecurity right to the head.
kind of remember it because it was like time just disappeared for a second, and like I didn't feel anything, I didn't hear anything. If you've ever been knocked out, that's kind of how it is. You're just kind of like, oh, wow, how did I get here?
You got
Yeah.
you got Inoki'd.
Yeah,
You see that big flash? Do you see that flash when you got hit? Because I see that flash all the time when you get hit in the head.
yeah.
Oh.
Interesting story, but it's a story for another time.
Dude!
Another time.
Stop!
So
Man, I
Blood
don't
and
know why
Guts was this week. That was a match. Did you guys see it?
So
I heard. No.
I did not.
was that before or after AEW came out with the "We're not going to bleed on TV anymore" thing?
That was after.
So are they going to change the name then?
Nope. I think it's just they're going to say for special occasions like that. Make it mean more. Unless it's John Moxley, then it's going to be every match because
Right.
I mean, yeah, John Moxley's gonna bleed no matter what. It doesn't matter anymore.
No.
But it's like the modern day Ric Flair
Woo!
goes in for a collar and elbow tie up and starts bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
I mean, and I love John Moxley, and I love it. I'm starting to really dig AEW. I really am. Like that MJF and fucking Adam Cole shit.
Never
is-
break them up. Never break them up.
Oh, it's going to happen.
It's so gonna happen, and it's gonna be MJF turning on Adam Cole, and it's gonna be.
Or is Adam Cole going to screw over MJF first? You don't know who's going to turn on who first.
Honestly,
No, and
I think
that's
it
the
has
best.
to be MJF.
I think that's
Because-
too obvious, though.
Yeah, I
And I
think
mean
so.
it is, but just because the guy is so good as a heel that I never want to see him as a face. And
I'm
if
loving
Adam
this.
Cole
I'm
flips
loving
on
this.
him,
I'm loving this babyface buddy MJF. This is a more entertaining character than the heel MJF.
He's just copying everything Adam Cole does. His entrance, like all his shit. Oh,
That I did see, and I was pissing myself laughing.
The body slam in Saskatoon.
right. Oh my god.
Full clothesline.
Are they gonna win? Are they gonna win the tag team?
I
From
know.
FTR?
I think FTR will keep the belts, but I think that's when MJF will turn on Adam Cole, or Cole will turn on MJF, and then we'll have our world title match.
Is that on
clearly
a,
what it's gonna
is that
lead
on a
to.
pay-per-view? Is that on a pay-per-view or no?
It's got to be on either All Out, because All Out is, I think, after or before All In. All In is in August.
Which one's in Britain?
Yeah, when's that?
That's All In.
That's All In?
That's August. Yeah.
August.
So I'm
Damn,
guessing
that's
maybe
next
it'll
month.
be for, like, then, or close to?
Yeah. So now's the time we start building towards that card. So
Because that is not far away at all. What is it, like a month away?
yeah.
Pretty
They
close.
just opened up another block of tickets, so
And then there was also the, Ring of Honor event that...
Oh yeah, Death Before Dishonor.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that was last night. Main event of Cesaro versus Pac. After what happened in the Blood and Guts match with Pac walking out on the BCC. Apparently, there was a really good fight without honor between the Dark Order and the guys that's the Stu Grayson's with now, Vincent and the other guy. Can't remember the name of the team.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know. I saw the
I don't
Dark
know
Order,
either.
though, but I don't know what the match was.
They got a much needed win, so that was what.
I, like, never know when anything is on, so I completely miss everything.
SmackDown was fire. I'm not gonna lie.
You're in the
SmackDown was a bit all over the place for me, but
I think they
I feel
ran
like-
out of time.
I
with
feel
the
like
Uso thing.
I feel like Vince rearranged that because it made no sense. Like, why are you having a tournament to face Austin Theory if you're gonna have one of the people that could fight him have a match against him? Like, I get you might want to build. I think it's Santos, whatever. But, like, have him go against the person he pinned the other week or something to build him up? Like, then we're having Ray versus Escobar to face Theory. But, like, we've already seen Escobar do it. And, like, what, if Ray wins? Like, doesn't make much sense to me. I feel like it's been fucked around a bit.
LA Knight should have won that.
Yep.
For real. Should have won that.
He didn't
But-
get pinned though, right? Like,
No.
isn't that what it was? Like, he wasn't involved in the finish, so
no,
like, he
it
didn't
was
lose it. or-
Cameron Grimes, I think, got pinned
Yeah.
from Ray.
Cameron.
Yeah.
Grimes.
Ray 619'd his ass.
And they're like,
And then like
and they're actually, like, to talk about something else completely. They're actually adding in to the storyline that, like, Ridge Holland is unsafe to be a wrestler. And they had Pretty Deadly come out with, I can't remember their names, he hurt his shoulder. He came out in a wheelchair with
In a
a hurt
wheelchair.
shoulder. I'm like,
I absolutely love Pretty Deadly.
I'm
I
like,
like him.
you know, even though he's hurt, like, they're still gonna have him on TV. Like, I think that's a smart thing. And having him come out and then he's like, oh no, I'm okay to run now. I'm like, oh my god, this is so stupid, but I was laughing. But it was a pretty solid match with, was it Dominic Mysterio and Pete Dunne?
Hmm?
But there was just
No.
so much fuck around
no.
with it.
It's
no,
Butch.
it was Butch.
It's
It was
Butch.
Yes, I know, but he's Pete Dunne.
It's fucking Pete Dunne. Why can't he be Pete Dunne? Oh, it makes me so mad.
Butch just seems really silly.
Maybe if he was like that was like his nickname. I don't know.
It just seems weird because he's essentially
Right.
the same character.
Yeah. Well, no, he's like out of his mind mad now all the time.
He's a bit more mad, yeah.
But
He's a
let's be
brawling
honest here, I
dude.
don't think Pete Dunne was ever a nice guy.
He's just Butch.
Remember, God, what do they call it? It was Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle.
Mm.
It was an NXT thing where they were the tag team in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, and they were like the new version of like Gold Dust and R-Truth, or Gold Dust and Booker T. They were like the odd couple.
I just saw something like that on a video. I just watched that.
Which one?
Kollin is dying of sickness.
Exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. Like the odd couple tag teams. Like, I didn't think this was gonna work at all, but Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne played off each other so well comedically that I was for it. Like, they were driving all around the world with their Dusty Rhodes Cup that they won.
Yeah, it was
almost like a Stanley Cup thing where like they got a day with the cup and they were just living it up.
Weird.
It was fantastic.
The good old NXT days. I haven't watched NXT for so long. I don't know what is happening with it.
I heard NXT's still really good.
NXT's much better than it was during the Rainbow era. But I watched NXT a little bit after it really boomed. It kind of exploded in popularity in 2015, I think, ish. I was a tiny bit late to that party. But,
with like Kevin Owens and shit?
A little bit before that. They had Kevin Owens won it from Sami Zayn, who won it from
Pac.
Adrian Neville.
Who was Neville, yeah.
Pac.
Neville.
But that was when I first started watching it. And because it blew up when Neville was in a feud with what's his name? Bray Wyatt's brother.
Bo Dallas.
Oh yeah,
Bo Dallas. Thank you, Bo Dallas, and the Bo Leave thing was.
Oh, that was the best.
Great.
I loved that.
And then he hit the main roster and fucking immediately floundered. But I mean, they had the Ascension, were the tag champions for a year. That was wonderful. All of it was great. Paige was the women's belt until she like jerked a dude off onto it, and like. The whole show was fucking top to bottom fantastic. And it was for a long time. Maybe not so much when Bobby Roode came in. I did not like Bobby Roode past his entrance. The glorious entrance was great, but once he got into the ring, he just wasn't Ric Flair, and all he wanted to be is Ric Flair.
But I like him.
He's fine. I mean, he's not a bad wrestler. I'm not going to say he's a bad wrestler at all. But
he's another one that they just didn't know what to do with after that. Like, where is he? Is he injured? Is he just not working? I don't fucking know.
Is he still with the company? I hadn't heard he got released.
He was part of the Dirty Dogs with Dolph Ziggler.
That was like a year ago.
That was like ages ago. Like, where even is Dolph Ziggler anymore?
He was on NXT. He just won the NXT championship.
Dolph Ziggler did, yeah.
I don't even know.
They've been mixing a lot of, like, main roster people.
It's because they want NXT to be like the third brand, like properly have it be the third brand. So,
which makes sense. I mean, they fucking own it. I don't understand why they shit on their own product.
See,
I can understand if somebody came from Impact and you want to dump on them. Sure, I mean that's stupid to do because you're still paying the fucking dude.
Right.
But like the shit on NXT people, I'm like, you fucking own NXT. WWE, this is your product.
See, I'm like, what they did a few years ago was when they had all three brands do stuff at Survivor Series, like, incorporate NXT into something like Survivor Series again.
And NXT was dominant in that, and it was awesome.
You remember that one SmackDown that came about because they fucked up?
Yeah, and it was great.
Where NXT invaded SmackDown, and they had a SmackDown person who happened to be left in the States, and versus at NXT, and the main event was Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole, and it went on for like 45 minutes, and it was like one of the best fucking matches of the year. Hey, do that! You can do that all the time if you really wanted to, WWE. Do that! Like, wrestling's not this hard. It doesn't have to be.
And I think that's why we're seeing more NXT people showing up, like, on Raw or SmackDown, and then other people going into NXT to give it more... Like, boost that cred. Like, obviously, they've been using Corbin and I don't know what the fuck character he's got going on.
Yeah, it seems like he's really
Corbin-
kind of reinventing himself there.
Corbin's going back to his NXT persona.
Yeah.
Which I think was the best one.
Baron Corbin. Do you ever watch his original matches in NXT?
Mhm.
Yeah, they used to just count down how long the match would go for.
The crowd would count how long this match lasted, and it was like 20 seconds.
It was so fucking funny.
When he had his long hair and shit, yeah.
His hairline started about right there.
Mm-hmm.
Poor bastard. But yeah, I mean, he's trying to go back to that, and I mean that's not going to work. But
Why?
it'll be better than what he is doing.
Why isn't that going to work? It worked in NXT, and that's where he's at now.
I don't think it's going to work because it's not going to flow like it worked so well originally because nobody told the crowd to count.
It
was just kind of
organic.
It just happened. Yeah, it just organically happened. If you try to go back to something that happened organically to begin with, it feels stale. I mean, he'll still do fine as long as he's not doing happy Corbin or sad Corbin or I'm shitty Corbin. Like all of those were dumb, and the guy is a good wrestler.
King Corbin.
Right. King Corbin was ass. Constable Corbin was okay because he was a dickhead and he played a great dickhead on TV.
It just suited what he could do.
Right, it worked, but like King Corbin sucked. I hate anytime somebody wins a match in the King of the Ring tournament, then they gotta wear a fucking crown for a year. Like, it rarely works.
Xavier Woods almost worked, but they never gave it time.
Which one?
Xavier Woods. He could have ran with it.
You know, if I were to say anyone should have done it, it should have been him. That should have worked.
But I feel like they just fed them to, like, the bloodline, and that was it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Speaking of bloodline, what rules are gonna be? Are there no rules in this fucking match?
Is it like a Queens of Dutchbury rules match?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
like we're gonna make it up as we go.
One part Punjabi prison, one part Inferno match.
Light the Punjabi prison on fire? Okay, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe you gotta wait for it to burn down and then escape.
The dog in hell match or whatever the fuck that was with the dog
Kennel from hell.
That's
Kennel
it.
from hell.
I think it's just gonna be like do whatever the fuck you want kind of match.
I got it. I got what they're gonna do. This is what's gonna happen. They're gonna bring on like some old Samoan man, and he's gonna explain the rules in Samoan. So the crowd's like, okay, and then they can just make up whatever they want.
Yeah,
but it's gonna sound official because they're gonna have some like old chieftain.
Do we think that they are gonna pull the trigger and have Jay win the title?
Yes.
It's time, right?
I feel like it has to. I feel like that's how you bring a long-term story full circle, because when they started this, it was the matches against Jay, and eventually he got his ass beat so much he just joined with Jimmy and Roman.
They're gonna fuck up the finale of the story. They're gonna fuck it up.
I really don't want it to happen.
It's written for. It's written for them. It just they should do what the fans want and have Jay win, but they're gonna fuck it.
My chair's broken, and I keep forgetting that, so it's like, I'm gonna fall!
Chair's uncomfortable as shit.
I need, like, a massage computer chair.
Me
Take
too.
us home. Take us home.
Take us home.
Alright, we're going home. My boy's crying upstairs anyway, so yeah, let's go home. Alright, let's finish it out here. Batch, where can we find your stuff at?
Follow me on WebTales, the Spider-Man podcast, every Tuesday on the Pop 4D network. Also, the To Be Tuesday podcast with Ms. Marcy and Kollin, our head of HR, Kollin.
Oh,
I gotta get my jacket.
Your tweed jacket.
Alan, where can we find your other stuff at?
You can find me every Thursday on Trash Panda Podcast.
Hey, Marcy, you got any other stuff?
I'm trying to get all my podcasts in order, but check out supermarcey.com, where we host the To Be Tuesdays podcast, and Bede and I are going to bring back our 20 other podcasts, and you can just generally find me under Super Marcey on your socials and podcast stuff.
Alright. Well, let's wrap it up here. I have been Mr. Mediocre. He is Kollin. He is Batch, and she is Super Marcey, and we just wanted to talk about wrestling.
Yeah!
You've just been DMCA'd.